How to find the surface area and volume of a triangular prism with a base that is an equilateral triangle. So if we take a look at the base, we'll sketch a triangle here. That base gives us a 30, 60, 90. And we see that, look up here at the picture, that opposite that 90 is the 14. So 14 is the hypotenuse. And this distance is 14, making this distance 7. Well, remember, we can use Pythagorean theorem, or you could use a 30, 60, 90. Either way you want to do it. But with the 30, 60, 90, the hypotenuse was 2t, and this length was t, and the height, which is what we really need to find the area of that base, is t root 3. So I can see that t is 7, making the height 7 root 3. So the height of our triangle is 7 root 3. Now, this question says find the volume, but this video is for both surface area and volume. So let's do that. All right, the total area, there are 2 triangles. So I'm going to start off with a 2 times. Each of those triangles, the area is 1/2 its base times its height. Well, the base is 14. And the height we just figured out was 7 root 3. Plus, I have 3 rectangles. And notice that the rectangles all have 14 as part of their height or length, whatever you want to call it, base times height. So they're all the same. The rectangles are 14 by 31 in this picture, and there's 3 of them, and they're all the same. So there are 3 of them, and every one of them has an area of 14 times 31. So we'll work this out here. Notice the 2's cancel. 7 times 14 is 98, so this is 98 root 3, plus 3 times 14 times 31 is 1,302. Now I want to point out that you cannot add this root to this whole number. Remember that you can only add roots if they're like terms. Quick review here. If I ask you to add root 2, 3 root 2, plus 5 root 2, I can add those because it's just like 3x plus 5x. That's 8x. This is 8 root 2. But if I ask you to add, say, root 2 and 5, you can't add those unless you approximate and make it a decimal. They're not like terms. This is like having you add x and 5. You can't add x and 5. Remember, it's not 5x because they're not like terms. You can't add them. So over here, there's no way to add 98 root 3 and 1,302 unless I approximate and make it a decimal. And that's not what we're doing here. So punch this answer into your box, and that would be the total area, the surface area, the area of all the outside faces. The volume is the easier of the two here. The volume is the area, a volume of a prism in general is the area of the base. Remember, the base occurs twice. This is a base, and the same thing over here. That the base occurs throughout the figure, all the way through it. So the volume is the area of the base times the height. Well, the area of the base, we already did that, but we only do one base when we do volume. The area of the base is a triangle, 1/2 the base of the triangle, which is 14, times the height of the triangle, which we just figured out was 7 root 3. So the volume of a prism is the area of the base, which was a triangle, times the height. And the height is the distance between the bases. It's right there. It's 31. Area of the base times the height. So we'll simplify this. Let's see, 2 goes into 14 7 times. 7 times 7 times 31 is 1,519. So I multiplied all my whole numbers, and that root just gets tagged at the end. 1,519 root 3. That is the volume of that prism.